Mariana Trench, and this, at its lowest point, is nearly 11 kilometers deep. That's deeper than Mount Everest is high. A fascinating statistic.
The Mariana Trench hides some of the most haunting and mysterious discoveries beneath its depths. Just like the finger of death that freezes anything it touches, and a vampire creature hiding in the deep. And if that's not scary enough,
The vampire squid, first, isn't a vampire, and second, isn't a squid.
there are also deep-sea aliens and many more mysterious finds waiting to be uncovered. Now, would you be brave enough to venture into the unknown, knowing there are creatures that seem almost out of a sci-fi movie? Come along as we take you through this new footage from the Mariana Trench and how what was found at the bottom will haunt you. But before we dive in, here's a little history of how the Mariana Trench came to be. Mariana Trench, the ocean's darkest depths. Now, before we see the haunting and creepy discoveries scientists have made in the Mariana Trench, let's first take a moment to understand what the trench is and how it was formed.
A place known as the Mariana Trench's Challenger Deep, some 300 miles southwest of Guam.
Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean lies a place where the Earth seems to tear itself apart, creating a mysterious trench that continues to baffle scientists with its strange findings.
Have recently revealed remarkable animals, like these snailfish.
For better understanding, the Mariana Trench is basically a huge narrow hole in the ocean floor. And for the record, it's the deepest spot in the entire ocean. Located near Guam and several other United States islands in the Pacific Ocean, the country is responsible for overseeing the Mariana Trench. The trench is created where massive pieces of the Earth's surface collide and push against each other. These huge pieces of land move very slowly, sometimes just a tiny bit each year, or sometimes more than 10 centimeters at a time. Over time, one piece slips under the other, and that's how the trench forms. It's kind of like one piece of Earth diving deep into the ocean. Now, these trenches can get crazy deep, up to 2.5 miles down from the ocean floor. Meanwhile, there are several deep trenches around the world, but the Mariana Trench is the deepest of them all.
That it was very lunar, very desolate place, very isolated.
In 2016, President Barack Obama made it a protected area called the Marine National Monument. This means that about 195,000 square miles of ocean floor and the water around the islands are protected by law. But here's what really makes the Mariana Trench so mind-blowing. It's not just how long it is, but how deep it goes. It's so deep that we haven't really been able to explore much of it. It's just so hard to get that far down into the ocean. Scientists have measured it to be at least 36,070 feet deep, using sound waves that get sent through the water. To put that into perspective, it's deeper than the height of Mount Everest. So, with all the crazy depth of the Mariana Trench, what are the haunting finds? One of the weirdest finds is a mysterious sound coming from deep in the ocean.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
How it looked like a wave coming in?
Yep. You see it shimmering there.
Yeah.
The bloop. What could possibly make a noise that echoes across thousands of miles of ocean? That's what the explorers were trying to figure out after hearing the mysterious sound. They called it the bloop. It was this weird, deep noise that made everyone who heard it both curious and a little freaked out. It sounded completely different from the usual noises in the ocean. To catch all the underwater sounds, scientists use these special microphones called hydrophones. They're basically like mega ears for the ocean. Now, what made the bloop so unique was how deep and powerful it was. It wasn't just a tiny blip. It stood out big time from all the regular ocean sounds. This bloop could be heard from over 4,000 kilometers away. That's like hearing something from across the entire ocean. Naturally, people started wondering what could cause a sound that loud and far-reaching. Could it be some giant animal we've never discovered? Or maybe something to do with earthquakes? Even with all our curiosity, we still don't have a clear answer. The mystery of the bloop, and what could be hiding in the dark, deep Mariana Trench, is still something scientists are scratching their heads over. But stick around, because there are even more creepy discoveries from the Mariana Trench that will leave you in disbelief. Plus, you're going to encounter more alien-like creatures and the finger of death discovery as the episode unfolds. The alien octopus. You're deep underwater when something catches your eye. Slowly at first, then it speeds up, and suddenly, it completely transforms. As it moves, you might notice a dark disc gliding effortlessly through the water. What could it be? It might look like fragment at first, but surprisingly, it's actually a living creature. This strange disc glides toward the seabed, then shoots upward with mind-blowing speed. But that's just the start. This alien-like being begins to change shape, expanding its tentacles and gracefully gliding through the water. And if that wasn't enough, it even starts to glow in the pitch-black depths, adding to the mystery. This mesmerizing display has left everyone in pondering. What exactly is this mysterious creature, and how does it transform so quickly? Some are calling it an alien, while others can't help but be mesmerized by its beauty. Just when you thought the Mariana Trench couldn't get any stranger, along comes another creature that can actually turn itself inside out. The vampire squid.
Oh, that is so cool.
What's this reddish creature turning itself inside out? No, it's not a Halloween costume. It's the mysterious vampire squid, also known as Vampiroteuthis infernalis. Its name literally means vampire squid from hell, and trust us when we say it lives up to the hype. With its dark red hue, spiky fins, and the creepy ability to turn itself inside out, it's definitely a sight to behold. But don't let that name haunt you. Despite its terrifying appearance, this creature is actually harmless to humans, kind of like a kitten in the deep sea.
And it's going to, yeah.
The vampire squid doesn't hunt for its food like most predators. Instead, it feeds on tiny particles from plants and animals floating near the ocean's surface. Since it's not looking to attack anything, it has to be extra clever when it comes to defending itself.
Vampiroteuthis is very different in that it feeds on particulate matter, detritus.
That spooky look isn't just for show. It's designed to scare off larger creatures that might want to make a meal out of it. And if that doesn't do the trick, the vampire squid has a few more tricks up its sleeve. It can actually turn itself inside out, with the spiky inner part of its skin giving it an even more intimidating look. Moving further into the depths, we come across another master of the dark, one that uses its own tricks to stay hidden. The scary anglerfish. Far below the surface, a scary fish with a haunting glow light quietly waits, using its light to trick its next prey. Known for their scary appearance, anglerfish are some of the ocean's strangest and hardest to spot creatures.
Have a look at this. This is a humpback anglerfish known as a black sea monster,
making them a rare find in the deep sea. In fact, few of them have ever been caught on film by deep diving research vehicles. Anglerfish have an incredible setup on their heads, kind of like a fishing pole with a glowing lure at the tip. In the complete darkness of the deep sea, they flash their light to lure in prey. When a curious fish or squid gets too close, it's sucked in by the angler's huge mouth and trapped by its sharp teeth.
Anglers have a remarkable apparatus on their heads, a fishing pole with a luminous lure at the tip, which they use to attract their prey.
With that large, gaping mouth and sharp teeth, it looks like it's always hunting. The fish just hangs out, waiting patiently in the dark for something to wander too close, using its glowing lure to attract the next meal. This fish is clearly not built for speed, though. Instead, it's a master of ambush, hiding in the shadows to surprise its next meal. The fish's hunting technique is all about patience, just staying still, flicking its lure, and letting the prey come to it. Here's something even more interesting. This one's a female. In this species, the males are tiny and don't even have the fishing pole. They've got only one job, to find a female and mate with her as quickly as possible. When we discovered this anglerfish, around 600 meters deep, we noticed something unusual. She had a broken tooth. It's on the left side of her jaw, and we're not sure if it will grow back or if she'll just have to live with it. So far, there's no tooth fairy for deep sea creatures. Another thing you might notice are her tiny eyes.
When a fish or squid swims up, it is quickly inhaled by the angler's huge mouth and trapped by its long, sharp teeth.
In the pitch black of the deep ocean, anglerfish rely less on sight and more on sensing the tiniest movements around them. The little pale dots you see on her head and sides, those are special organs that pick up on even the faintest vibrations in the water. While the anglerfish is busy sensing vibrations in the depths, let's take a look at another haunting find with elephant-like fins, seemingly harmless, until it unveils its fierce side when threatened. The dumbo octopus. There's a creature that might just steal your heart at first glance, looking like something straight out of a cartoon. At first, this creature may seem like the cutest little thing in the Mariana Trench, resembling the animated elephant character Dumbo, with its large, floppy ears. Its small, cuddly appearance might make you think it's harmless, but of course, looks can sometimes be deceiving. When this little octopus feels threatened, it undergoes a wild transformation. Its body grows, and those cute little arms turn into strong, intimidating tentacles. Now, there are about a dozen different species, and they live really deep down, sometimes as far as 23,000 feet below the surface. They've got 2 fins on their bodies that look just like elephant ears. When they float, their tentacles flare out, and they kind of look like open umbrellas. To move around, they flap their fins to hover over the ocean floor, searching for things like crustaceans and worms, and when they spot a meal, they drop down and gobble it up whole. Dumbo octopuses belong to a special group of deep-sea octopuses that have these little extra tentacle-like extensions on their suckers, called cirri. Some have small gills, while others have larger ones. Now, if you thought the Dumbo octopus was strange, wait until you see another creature with a completely transparent head that looks more like a diver's face shield. Barreleye fish. If you think fish are cool, wait until you see the barreleye fish, a creature with a head that's clear as glass.
It's known as a barreleye fish, and it's only been seen by deep-sea explorers a total of 8 times ever.
This amazing creature has a transparent head, so you can actually see its eyes and brain inside. Living deep in the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans, the barreleye fish inhabits the darkest, coldest parts of the sea. In these depths, the temperature is freezing, and the pressure is nearly 1,000 times stronger than at the surface. Now, why would a fish have a see-through head? Well, when scientists first discovered it back in 1939, they thought the fish could only see straight ahead, almost like it had tunnel vision. But recent research revealed something innovative about this creature. The fish can actually move its eyes vertically to peek through the top of its transparent head, letting it spot predators or prey around it.
They spotted the fish 2,000 feet down in the Monterey Submarine Canyon while they were in search of a jellyfish.
Plus, the see-through head lets in more light, helping the fish find its food, like jellyfish and smaller fish, in the pitch-black depths. However, do you also know there's a deep-sea predator that can shoot like a missile? The goblin shark. With its strange, almost invisible skin and quick striking jaw, the goblin shark stands out as one of the most intimidating creatures in the deep sea.
Goblin sharks live up to 3,000 feet under the water.
Living way down in the Mariana Trench, this shark has a jaw that can shoot out like a missile to grab its prey in the blink of an eye. It waits patiently, letting fish swim right by before it strikes, quick and terrifying. No chewing involved, just a fast, efficient grab. The goblin shark will eat anything from rays to octopuses to crabs, as long as it doesn't resist. And its skin, it's a weird pinkish gray that's almost see-through, so you can actually see its insides. With its freaky appearance and sneaky feeding habits, this shark looks like it's straight out of a horror story, making it one of the most intriguing and terrifying creatures in the deep. Now that's not all. Most goblin sharks hang out at depths of several hundred meters, but some even go deeper, with one recorded at over 1,300 meters. What's fascinating is that although the goblin shark lives in the deep sea, it's not the deepest dweller. After all, even a great white shark, which is famous for its size and power, has been known to dive to 1,200 meters. Still, this shark is built to thrive in the dark, crushing depths. It doesn't need to burn a ton of energy swimming, thanks to its soft, weakly developed body. Instead, it relies on its odd, elongated snout filled with special pores that can sense tiny electrical signals from prey. Even though it looks pretty haunting to us, this shark doesn't pose much of a threat to humans. In fact, there have been a few attempts to keep goblin sharks in captivity, but they haven't lasted long. And if you thought the goblin shark was terrifying, wait till you see the 8-legged monsters that call the Mariana Trench its home. Giant sea spiders. While exploring the Mariana Trench, scientists stumbled upon another creature that could send a chill down even the bravest spine: the giant sea spiders.
Today I'm going to be talking to you about the giant sea spider.
But don't imagine the spiders we're used to on land. These are much bigger and far creepier. These Antarctic sea spiders can grow up to 10 inches across, much larger than any land spider you've seen. These underwater creatures crawl across the sandy floor of the trench, unlike other sea creatures that might be tucked away in rocks or corals. Take a closer look at their long, spindly legs moving across the sea floor. It's a little unsettling, right? Everything about these creatures, from their size to their eerie home in the deep trench, feels like it's straight out of a nightmare. Adding these giant sea spiders to the list of freaky finds in the Mariana Trench reminds us just how much we still don't know about the mysterious world beneath the waves. Deadly sea dragon. Say hello to the deep-sea dragonfish, a truly captivating creature that scientists recently discovered while exploring the mysterious depths of the Mariana Trench. The dragonfish, also known as the viper fish, a seriously wild creature deep in the ocean, around 600 meters down, also called the scaleless dragonfish. These guys are fierce predators, with jaws packed with huge teeth that seem way too big for their body size. Now, here's the striking part. Dragonfish use a glowing lure to catch their prey. When the lighting's just right, you can see how this glowing barbel sticks out, allowing them to silently hunt in the darkness. But here's the real trick. Unlike most deep-sea creatures that are sensitive to blue light, dragonfish can produce red light. This red glow helps them see when no one else can, especially when hunting shrimp that glow in red light. Unfortunately, these deep-sea wonders don't survive long once they're brought to the surface, mainly because of temperature shifts and damage in the nets. This one was caught in a trawl and filmed in a special tank. And by the way, this female dragonfish is not massive, just about 60 centimeters. While most creatures come and go, one octopus chooses to remain in the same spot for nearly 2 years. The pearl octopus. What if your job as a mom meant never leaving your post for almost 2 years? The pearl, the octopus, knows all about that, and she's got an unbelievable journey to share. The pearl octopus is a tough and amazing creature living in the cold waters of the deep sea. She's part of a species called Octopus robustus, and her life is all about patience. You see, at these freezing temperatures, her eggs take forever to develop, sometimes over 10 years.
Thousands of octopus moms protecting their newly laid eggs.
But Pearl has a trick up her sleeve. She heads to this super cool place, a deep-sea thermal spa. The heat from the earth helps give her eggs a bit of a jump start, speeding up their development. Even with all that warmth, though, her eggs still need nearly 2 years to hatch. That's almost 2 years of Pearl doing one thing, looking after her eggs like they're her little treasures. And once she's there, Pearl doesn't leave.
Even resources as exotic and stunning as a real-life octopus's garden.
Not even to grab a snack. She's all in. She spends her days keeping her eggs squeaky clean and making sure they get plenty of oxygen by shooting jets of water over them. After nearly 2 years of this, the moment arrives. The last little ones are ready to leave the nest, and Pearl's job is done.
Pearl octopus die soon after reproducing.
But here's the thing. It's also the end of her journey. The toll of all that hard work is finally catching up with her, and she's about to say goodbye. While the pearl octopus's journey comes to a bittersweet end, there's a shark out there that rules the ocean, and its mere presence is enough to leave you wide-eyed in fear. The Megalodon. Did you know the Megalodon isn't just another big shark? It's the ultimate ruler of the ocean. While the whale shark might be the largest shark around today, if all shark species were a kingdom, the Megalodon would be the king. This massive shark roamed the seas millions of years ago, from around 15.9 to 2.6 million years ago. And even though it's been extinct for ages, people are still absolutely fascinated by these ocean giants. The Megalodon could grow to a jaw-dropping length of anywhere between 45 to 60 feet, and its jaws were over 6 feet wide. That's bigger than most cars.
And it seems like every year there's a new study published that presents a different body size for this animal.
In fact, one of its fossilized teeth measured 7 inches long. These teeth are massive, and they don't have the little side tooth ridges that you see in other sharks. You'll also spot a noticeable V-shaped neck, where the tooth's root connects to the crown. The way these teeth fit into the jaw is similar to that of a great white shark, with a steep angle, and they were held in place by connective tissue fibers. The rough base likely added extra strength. The inside of the tooth, the part facing the tongue, was curved, while the outside was either flat or slightly curved. The teeth at the front were almost straight up and down, while the back teeth were tilted and asymmetrical. Megalodon teeth could grow to over 7 inches long.
This same method was then applied to the teeth of Megalodon,
making them the largest teeth of any known shark species. In fact, these massive teeth suggest Megalodon was the largest of all predatory sharks. Some other findings have been made, like a nearly complete set of Megalodon teeth found in Japan in 1989, and another set found in the United States. These finds were so important that they helped scientists to reconstruct what the Megalodon's jaw might have looked like, and even helped them create a dental formula for this massive shark. Subscriber's pick. Now this image shows a strange group of creatures huddled together, and they look like little sea goblins or even tiny aliens. No wonder it's getting so much attention. But here's a theory. Since we're only looking at a still image, not the full footage, maybe these things aren't moving because they're not alive at all. What if they're just statues? So we're wondering if these could be abandoned props from a film set. What do you think? As always, leave your thoughts in the comments below, while our next discovery reveals a real alien-like creature. The deep sea alien. Take a deep breath and dive into the ocean's twilight zone, where you'll encounter a strange, glowing-eyed creature that will blow your mind. This creature, discovered deep in the ocean, looks like it's straight out of an alien's planet. At first, it might seem harmless from afar, but once you get a closer look, it's hard to deny how strange it really is. This mysterious animal has tiny glowing eyes that really stand out, especially in the dark, giving it a slightly unsettling vibe. What's even more intriguing are its short, stubby arms, which only add to its alien-like appearance. This amazing creature shows just how much we still don't know about the deep sea and all the strange life living there. It's the kind of creature that leaves you wondering what other secrets the ocean could be keeping. And while you might not expect it, every now and then, the ocean surprises us with a feast that turns everything upside down. The small feast. Ever thought the ocean was a food desert? Well, every decade or so, the sea turns into a massive dining hall. At first, it might seem like nothing special, but take a closer look, and you'll spot a small sea anemone enjoying a tasty meal that's drifted down to the ocean floor. The deep, muddy parts of the sea might seem like a desolate place, cold and dark, with not much to eat. But every once in a while, something big happens. A feast lands on the seabed. And when that happens, this anemone knows how to make the most of it, sticking around to feast on the fresh detritus scattered all over the floor. In fact, scientists believe these anemones might even experience a population boom after such an event. But as the ocean gives life, it can also take it away, this time in the form of something terrifyingly cold. We all know how intense a snowstorm can be, but what if I told you there's something in the ocean that could freeze you solid on the spot? Brinicle, the finger of death. It's one thing to get caught in a snowstorm, but imagine an ice formation in the ocean that can freeze you instantly if you cross its path. The finger of death, also known as a brinicle, is a super cold ice formation that grows downward from the underside of sheet ice. Brinicles are made from brine, which is super salty water. As seawater freezes near the surface, salt is pushed out into the surrounding water, lowering the freezing point and allowing it to get ridiculously cold without turning into solid ice. And when that super cold water sinks, it forms a chilling tube of ice that freezes everything it touches. These things can flash freeze anything that crosses their path. Luckily, they're pretty rare, so they don't have a huge impact on the ecosystem. Andrew Thurber, an expert in ocean ecology, explains that while brinicles do kill small marine creatures in their path, they only cause localized problems in shallow areas. So while they can create small graveyards of frozen animals, they don't really affect the overall populations. What's wild is how fast brinicles grow. They can stretch several meters a day. Once they hit the ocean floor, they spread into a sheet of ice, trapping slow-moving creatures like starfish and sea urchins in their frozen grip. Just as the icy grip takes hold on the ocean floor, a strange new discovery in the deep sea flips the script.
So they swim under the ice in water that is 2 degrees below 0 Celsius.
Now we are witnessing firsthand how the deep sea has a way of giving us goosebumps, and this new discovery is another prime example. The purple mystery. A group of researchers stumbled upon a strange, glowing blob deep beneath the ocean's surface, over 5,000 feet down in a canyon off the coast of Southern California. It gave off a mysterious purple light that even caught the attention of nearby crabs. At first, they thought it might be a sea slug, but experts later identified it as a sea snail. This odd find left the scientists scratching their heads, curious about where it came from and what it actually was, adding to the growing list of intriguing deep-sea mysteries. One researcher wondered what the creature could be as the sub's camera moved past a crab, revealing the small orb hovering near a ledge. Another researcher admitted they were stumped, unable to even guess what it was. A third researcher asked if they were planning to collect it, just as the crab, startled by the sub, scuttled toward the ledge. The researcher added that the crab might get to it first. As the crab's long, spindly leg brushed against the orb, it remained firmly in place. One of the team members suggested that the creature might be related to plankton, specifically the types that are lumpy and thick. Another speculated it could be an egg sac, possibly containing an embryo inside. The team then prepared to collect the mysterious creature, positioning a vacuum to suck it into a storage container.
I think the backbencher.
5 meters south and hold position.
Unless the crab gets it first.
might get it
We might be in an all-out battle here right now.
One scientist remarked that the creature looked like a disco ball, with lasers reflecting off of it, as they carefully transferred the purple mystery from the deep sea to the waiting ship above. While we're all captivated by the ocean's endless mysteries, the deep sea surprises us again. Scientists have just uncovered a virus. Underwater virus. In an incredible discovery, scientists have uncovered a virus in the deepest part of the Mariana Trench. This virus was found nearly 8,900 meters below the surface, making it the deepest virus ever identified in the ocean. This discovery is a big deal because it offers new insights into the microscopic life forms living in the extreme depths of the ocean. It belongs to a completely new family of viruses that infect bacteria in these harsh deep sea environments. This particular virus targets a type of bacteria called Halomonas, which plays a role in cleaning up the ocean and can survive in some of the toughest conditions. By studying the virus and its genes, scientists are gaining a deeper understanding of how life thrives in these extreme underwater worlds. Why does this matter? You see, learning about deep sea viruses could help us better understand their impact on our planet's environment and climate, and who knows, it might even have beneficial effects on human health, rather than just posing a threat. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.